Operation Okae Molao is on again this weekend. This time, police officers are in Ivory Park in Ekurhuleni. They'll be enforcing level 3 lockdown regulations, including the curfew. Now, statistics are showing that the area has the highest murder rate in the province. Nkosazana Damuza joins us for this conversation. Nkosazana, it certainly is an interesting time in the country. Lockdown regulations need to be enforced. Gauteng obviously accounted for a significant portion of the COVID-19 infections. How is it going there in Ivory Park?
Good evening, Faithful. Okae Molao operations led by Acting Police Commissioner Tommy Mtombeni are underway to enforce level 3 lockdown regulations. Police, together with the Department of Community Safety, have started with stop and search operations here in a roadblock on one of the main roads here in Ivory Park. And I'm joined now by the Community Safety MEC, Faith Masiko. Thank you so much for your time. And can you just tell us what are some of the objectives this evening?
As you recall that the President has declared that we are now on level 3 of lockdown. That means from 9 o'clock all the shebins and the taverns must also start closing. But the importance of ensuring that people are wearing their masks and that indeed it is an offense not to wear your mask. So it's one of those compliance issues that we are here to monitor, that people, as they drive in their cars, they are actually wearing their masks, and those that are still having fun, their venues are not filled to capacity, but that it must be 50% of the capacity of that place, and that they must ensure that even the patrons, they themselves are complying, because sometimes when we had one or two of the savannas and the Heinekens, we tend to forget even where we put our masks. So we just the summer drink, and we sit closer to each other, and we don't consistently sanitize, and we don't necessarily even go and wash our hands. So it is the message that we are driving this evening, so that then we don't see a large number of infections happening here in Gauteng, as it is currently is the situation, but ensuring that we curb even these numbers that are there, and that we see lesser and lesser of our people being infected by the coronavirus.
Area faced with a great challenge of crime. We know that it has the highest rate of murders in the provincial crime stats. What is the battle plan for this area?
In fact, we have discussed it, and we have agreed that this police station is a bit small to be catering this growing community of Ivory Park, Calfontaine, Ebony Park, and all these surrounding areas. And that the police must plan properly, that we need another contact point, more like a police station, and it has its own police, because currently the police that we have is not enough to be able to police all the 4 sectors. And West, they don't even have enough capacity in your vans. All 12 vans are at the mechanics, and that creates a problem, because it means each time police are called, there's no car that actually responds. And West, the roads are narrow. It means that for you to pass, in fact, it's as if askis, because then cars are on the road, and the police are not able to run to where they are called. And the burglaries that are happening at night is another challenge. Many people are actually complaining that between 12 and 2 a.m. there's a lot of burglaries around this area. It is one matter that we're also activating the CPF and the patrollers to say people must actually be assisted when they pick up a burglary. There must be a way of being able to call for help, so that then those that are burglaring the houses are able to be caught red-handed. And finally, that criminals are walking around when there's a curfew that starts at 10 o'clock. It's curfew time.
And we see tomorrow Father's Day celebrations will be taking place in many places across the province. Will police visibility be increased?
When people are celebrating our Baba, we cannot be interfering with that. But we wish to urge them to say they must convert those on-site consumption places. I'm sure fathers are supposed to spend time with their children at home, because it's children that must celebrate Father's Day. Fathers must not go and hang around alone at those on-site consumption places. But we wish all the fathers happy Father's Day tomorrow. They must take care of their children, they must take care of their wives, and they must take care of everyone that is depending on them. There must be lesser GBVF cases. that will pick up tomorrow, but love and happiness throughout Gauteng.
And last MSP, these police operations, I understand, started actually earlier in the day. Have we had any arrests today?
Quite a lot, especially those that are drinking and driving, and those undocumented people that have they managed to arrest here. And some, of course, they're driving with forged documents. I mean, how can you be driving with a South African driver's license when you're not a South African, and at the same time carrying a traffic register? And that was made in Randfontein, and where now you stay in Olivet. It tells you that there is a lot of crooked things that are happening within our system. And them not actually being able to declare exactly how did he manage to get such a paper. So I'm sure MEC Mamabulu is listening to this conversation, because these DLTCs, that's where corruption is actually happening. And that he must zoom in and make sure that those that are doing all these corrupt things are actually brought to book. People must know which types of documents are supposed to carry when you're driving on the road. And if you are a foreigner, you must also carry your passport with you as proof that you are here in the country legally. So that's what we wish to call upon, and make sure that everything happens accordingly. But so far there's been successes, and there's been also cars that were found with tampered registration numbers. As you know, that we work together with a tracker and also with Fidelity. They're able to make sure that they check even that the validity of some of the cars that are traveling. Crime gets transported on the road using cars. That is why more focus also is on cars.
Thank you so much. That was the Ministry of Community Safety and Gauteng, Faith Wasigo, telling us how the South African Police Service, together with the department, are working to enforce their visibility and authority here in Ivory Park. Faith?
Gwasazana Tambuza will leave it there for this evening. Thank you so much as Operation Okae Molao continues in Ivory Park this evening. But still